Welcome inside of Moonwalker Field at Northwood Stadium here in St. Paul, Minnesota, home of the 7-2 Minnesota Legend. They will welcome in the Vancouver Legion, sitting at 3-5 for Week 12 of the Simulation Football League Season 23. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Alongside Anthony Ellison, my name is Eric Vincent. Thank you for tuning in this evening. Gerald Smith and Ike McBride are in the stats truck for us this evening. Commissioner, Executive Producer Extraordinaire Cameron Irvine, as always, back at SFL HQ. Anthony, we talked about this a little bit before we got on air here. This should be a good matchup. Despite what the records show, Vancouver has to win out in order to keep their playoff hopes alive.
And absolutely, and when you have a team that needs to win every single game, they're going to come in a little bit more aggressive. They have so much to lose, so they're going to throw everything they can because every game could be the end of their season for them, so they're going to keep on fighting. Minnesota, sitting top of their division, needs to make sure they don't fall into a trap, and so they can stay on top of that division.
And so Minnesota is going to get the football first here at home, sporting a top 10 offense across the board. Vancouver will have to deal with that defensively if they're wanting to keep this one close. Out of the back of the end zone up to the 20-yard line, that is where Minnesota will start. Johnny Reno at quarterback, 6'4", 225, 5 seasons of his 6 here in Minnesota. And Reno will start by throwing the football. Throws into double coverage and knocked away. He was looking far sideline to T to Queen, and it's incomplete.
And what we're going to see a lot of is Reno throwing the football. Not afraid. 9th in the league. 143 completions, 235 attempts. Not afraid to throw the football.
And 14 touchdowns through the air. Best in the league as of right now. Second down, single back, 3 wide. Reno retreating, sets his feet, fires. It's picked off. Early turnover courtesy of the Legion. Emmanuel Blackman is going to set them up in prime field position at the Minnesota 38.
And with all those attempts, you're going to throw interceptions from time to time, and that's the 13th interception right there. I absolutely love that route combination of the post over the middle, but what they did as a defender, cut it off, played the route for the receiver, and that's a big play to come out the gates with if you're Vancouver.
Absolutely, a momentum swinger early on here for the Legion as Christian Brown stands in at quarterback. Delayed handoff right up the middle. That is Ike McBride, and she will get 5 yards right off rip. 2nd and 5 coming up.
All right, so this is a team as well that likes to throw the football, not afraid. Right here, Christian Brown, 245 attempts right here. Just got to make sure to beware of the interception right here. I would like to run the football. Ike McBride, she does a fantastic job on the ground.
And up the middle with the run game once more. This time it's Privado, the fullback, Mateo Privado, and he'll get 3 yards. That brings up 3rd and short.
So it's going to be key. 3rd downs is what you want to strive to complete because it keeps the team on the field. Defense gets tired, and it keeps the drive going.
High formation handoff goes to the fullback, Privado, and he stood up right near the line to gain. Forward progress is going to give him the 1st down. That's actually Ike McBride that lined up at fullback there. Interesting formation as Minnesota will challenge the spot of the football.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to challenge the football right there because it looks like the point of contact was right before the 1st down marker. We have to see if McBride stretched her hand out far enough, the football out enough to get past that 1st down marker. That was a close play. They called it the 1st down, so it has to have enough visual evidence to overturn it, but I think that's short.
And that's a Retroid retroactive look at the play brought to you by Retroid. Get your console to play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com. And after further review, the ruling on the field is overturned. Minnesota not going to lose a timeout. Ball spot is going to change, and it's probably going to be 4th and short.
Yeah, that's a good call in the booth to go down and tell the coach to challenge it. Yeah, that was just short. But getting points off of turnovers is what you want to do. If you get a turnover, you want to get at least some type of points. And right here, this is a good chance to get on the board early.
And speaking of chances, this is chance to win. A 46-yard attempt, bad snap. Gonna loop it through the uprights, though, for the first points of the ball game. Vancouver gets 3 on the board off of the turnover.
Yep, and this is the start that you would like to see from any team right there, to get a turnover. We're going to be watching both defenses. That's not their strength right there. They do give up a lot of yards through the air from both teams. So we're going to see who can get the turnovers at the most important time. So far, Vancouver's up 1-0 in the turnover department.
And if you're a Minnesota fan, you're hoping that the Legend have gotten the turnover bug shaken off of them early on here in this ball game, and only surrendering 3 points as a result.
Now, Minnesota coming back on offense right here. You pass the ball three straight times. You have the number 1 running back in Colin Hart. Let Hart control the run games, and then you can set up your pass when you want to, but get the running game established.
Instead, Reno's going to throw. Again, throws it into coverage, and that's going to be incomplete. Looking for Taylor once more. We'll get a look at their offense. Johnny Reno, a quarterback. Isaac Knox and Colin Hart are the running backs. Robert Henson Jr. is the fullback. Queg Mam, Deezer Powell, T. DeQueen, Jay Taylor, and E.J. Minson are the wide receivers. Caesar Ackerman, Jason France, the tight ends. Ricky Burr, Axel Raven, Dusty Wilson, Griffin King, and Ruthie Raven are along the front 5, as Reno will throw once more. Haven't seen a run play so far. This one is a catch for 7 yards to Quig Man.
And this is one of the top-tier offensive lines of the league right there. Good job picking up the blitz from Vancouver and finding just a quick route over the middle. Good job recognizing the blitz and calling a hot route.
Reno throwing again, this time deeper over the head of his intended target, Taylor, and it's going to be a 3-and-out here for Minnesota. Good defensive showing so far for the Vancouver Legion.
And if you're going to keep passing the ball, Vancouver will make the adjustments like they did in the first drive right there, and to stop the pass. Minnesota really needs to go on the sideline. Take a look at the tablet to see what formation was in. Vancouver is blitzing. There's openings in the running game that can do benefits for you.
Mickey Malillo with the punt. Flag on the play, might be a face mask, as Lili Nakai was returning. And it is going to be a face mask call, so tack on some more yardage, as that's going to be the 15-yard variety there.
You don't want to get added yardage to another team right there. You have to be careful. Vancouver's coming back on offense, so you were short on the third down right there, but you have the great identity to run the football because you have great running backs in the backfield. Let's just see if they can convert a 3 into a 7.
So with that penalty, they creep into Legion territory at the 43-yard line. 3 wide, all towards the top of the formation, as Brown is under center. He's going to hand it off to McBride. She tries to bounce it off tackle and will lose a yard, as that was a good one-on-one tackle there by Matthew Alvarado. We'll get a look at the offense for the Legion. Christian Brown at quarterback, Ike McBride, Sudo Nakai, the running backs, Mateo Pravado at fullback, Nick Lockett, Brett Killian, Lili Nakai, the wide receivers, Sharona Pravado and Stephen McMichaels are the tight ends. And we'll get a look at the offensive line here following this play. 2nd and 11. Handoff back to McBride. She stiff arms, trying to get towards the near sideline, and is going to get a few extra yards. 3rd and 4. Gregory Winnell, Leo Chang, Rylan Caudill, and Brunter Grayjam are all on the front 5 for the Legion.
And like I said, Vancouver, they like to run the ball. You have 2 running backs that's going to stiff arm you to death. So you got to make sure you tackle them or bring in somebody else to help tackle.
Brown going to throw on 3rd down. Nice catch there. Incomplete for a 1st down. And that is Nick Lockett. 2nd season here in Vancouver.
6'1", 80 pounds, really shifty right there. Nice little rub route, but it was just enough to get the catch there. And what a way. It was a low pass, so it was only Lockett was the only one that was able to catch the ball, and that was a good job keeping the concentration for that 1st down.
Edging closer to the SFL red zone. Ball marked at the 24. Pitch play to Ike. She gets near to the 20-yard line. Gain of 4, 2nd down.
And during this season right here, Gregory, Leo Chang, Rylan Caudell and Brunter, that's the offensive line for Vancouver. They take pride in pushing the other team back. And you're going to see that. They run fullback dives a lot. They love the halfback tosses. Anything to get out in the open.
And this time it was Bravado lining up at halfback there. He'll get a carry for a couple of yards. Brings up 3rd and 3. And interesting to note, Kendra Wells and Mike Coverson both inactive for this game here this evening. So certainly a couple big threats along that offensive area there for them.
Another 3rd down situation here. I won't be surprised if we see a run.
And we do get it. Ike trying to churn those legs, and she's going to get it. 1st down yardage once again for the Legion. Looking good so far in this first quarter. The RIC meter swaying heavily in the direction of the Legion.
That's just wanting the 1st down right there, falling forward. You have to put multiple bodies on these running backs right here, or they're going to get the extra few yards.
Quickly running another play. That's Suter Nakai with his first carry. For offensive player of the season 14 and 13, and he'll get 6 yards.
Yeah, they have a 3-headed monster in that backfield, and they ran right behind the center right there. Brunter right there was able to get those good yardage.
Bravado trying to get ahead of steam, trying to get to the edge, almost gets there. Going to be marked just short. Going to be 3rd and 2. And differing oppositions here, different game plans we see from both offenses. Vancouver heavily with the rushing attack and Minnesota with the passing attack, and Vancouver is quick getting in and out of that huddle. 3rd and 2 now, another run play. Ike McBride trying to get to the 1st down marker, going to be just short. Minnesota holds strong on defense, and we'll see what Vancouver does here.
And they're probably going to settle for a field goal, which is fine. Oh, let's see.
Oh, we're going to get another challenge here. This time courtesy of Andy Hamilton. He'll throw that challenge flag, and we'll get another retroactive look at the play, brought to you by Retroid. Get your console to play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com.
All right, so let's see, where was the ball when the tackle happened. Now, I said the last drive, it was short. This one right here broke the plane. You clearly see the nose of the football on the first initial contact before the push back. That's a 1st down.
That's looking like a 1st down to me as well. We'll see if the referees agree with us, and they do not. The ruling on the field is going to stand. Andy Hamilton beside himself as the Legion lose the timeout on that challenge. And so now still a big decision for Vancouver to operate with.
You want to take the points, right, Eric? And that's fine. But here's the thing. If I'm Vancouver, I know that I'm sensing weakness in that interior defensive line of Minnesota. They ran the ball really effectively to get down to the red zone, and it was breaking the tackles, and it was great blocking by the offensive line in the front right there.
Another awkward snap, but it gets down, and to win is able to knock it through from 19 yards. So 6 points early on for Vancouver, courtesy of their defense, a 3-and-out on the second possession and an interception on the first. So looking good so far for the Legion, who only threw it one time on that last possession. So certainly focusing heavily on the run game early on. Minnesota focusing heavily on the passing attack with Johnny Reno at the helm.
And if I had to pick between the two teams, what I want a team that can run the football. And the thing is, Minnesota can run it too, and you might need to do that to just settle nerves and everything. Because when you get incompletion after incompletion, it's a psyche. You don't want to lose that mentally, so you need to get some good positive yardage.
See what they do here on this fresh set of downs at the 20-yard line. Reno to throw still. Sets his feet, fires far sideline. Nice snag there. That's a long throw to make and a good catch there along that far sideline for a 1st down.
Yeah, and that was Tina Queen right there, just going up at the high point and getting the football. That's fantastic concentration by her right there. 35 catches for the season, which leads the team at over 550 yards receiving.
A little bit of a confidence booster there, getting a 1st down on one play. Still going 3 wide, single back. Reno under center. And he'll throw once more. Reno, clean pocket, throws it, and that is complete once again. 2 plays, 2 1st downs. This one courtesy of Taylor.
Yeah, and that's just a good strike over the middle, good route right there by Taylor right there. 6'5", 220 pounds right there, just going over the middle. That's a nice big target to have if you're a quarterback for any team right there. Another first down.
And a lot of weapons on this Minnesota offense as well, especially through the air. They've got 5 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, all of which they love to spread the football around to. As Reno is going to throw again. Throws it, high points it, is Taylor. And again, another first down. 3 plays now, 3 first downs.
So this drive, Vancouver has let off on the blitzing. So they're relying on their 4-down linemen. And the offensive line from Minnesota is just eating that up, giving them time. And then once again, Taylor, 6'5", throw it up there. Somehow Taylor's going to come down with it. And Vancouver, throw some blitzes in there and get the timing off, because right now the timing is on point for Minnesota.
From the 28, our first run play of the game goes to Colin Hart, and he'll get 3 yards there off of the carry. We'll get a look at the defense for the Vancouver Legion. Bobo Caudell, Achilles Papatanis, Gerald Giudice, and Michael Rury, the front 4. Josh Farnsey, DJ Woods, Marquise Reed, the linebackers. Emmanuel Blackman, Michael Lister, Ron Hoff, and Zach Lay, the corners. Mark Lopez and Drew Hamilton round out the secondary for the Legion. Handoff once again. This time it's the other back, Isaac Knox, and he'll get first down yardage. Into the SFL red zone we go for Minnesota.
I know we saw a lot of passing these first few drives. Let's not get it twisted. Over 1,300 yards as a team rushing, which is 3rd in the league. They can do that, and they have the line, they have the running backs to do that, and that's when it gets scary for this team.
Farnsey in the middle showing blitz. We'll see if he comes. He will. Reno's going to fire it quickly to avoid it. Tight end avoiding defenders. Jason France. Some nifty moves there for the big guy. Only gets 2 yards out of the deal, but it could have gone much worse for him.
Yeah, and it looked like it, but then started breaking tackles, and at that point, I started to think that he was going to get some more yardage out of it.
6'7", 270. We talked about big targets, and there's plenty of them here for the Legend. As they set up 2nd and 8 from the 12. Reno to throw again. Crosser to Taylor. First down yardage inside the 5. It's 1st and goal for Minnesota.
And what we're seeing this drive is good high percentage throws that's getting the confidence in Johnny Reno back. But I got to say it again. Rookie Burr, Alex Raven, Dustin Wilson, Griffin King, and Richie Raven. That's your offensive line for Minnesota. And they are doing a fantastic job making the adjustments against Vancouver.
First and goal, heavy formation on both sides here. Pitch play, goes to Hart, and he dives for the end zone, but he's going to be stopped short. What a play there along the back end. And that was Jim Nelson. He was one of the extra linebackers in the formation, not even one of the stars we usually see on the field.
And he did that play to say he wants to start. He wants some more playing time. What a hit at the point of contact.
From the half-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Another carry. This time goes to Knox, and Knox is going to get in there for a first touchdown of the game as Minnesota knocks it up at 6.
And that's the drive that we've been expecting all season with Minnesota right there. They like to pass the ball. They had some great passes. Taylor came up with some great high point catches. The Queens started it off for them. And then what they did, they sprinkled in the number 3 rushing attack, and they sprinkled that in there. The offensive line did everything they can that drive to get those 7 points, and that's exactly what happened.
Lillo lines up for the extra point. High snap gets down. It is through, and the Legend have taken their first lead of the ball game by a point, 7-6, with 42 seconds left to go here in the first.
All right, now Vancouver, it's time to respond. You got 2 field goals. You need to try to get a touchdown here. You saw what your identity was. You ran the football. You just got to mix in a little bit more passes. But the thing is, you don't need to panic because you can score on them. You show that you can score on them, so don't need to panic. Just do your game plan.
Short kickoff goes to Sunu Nakai, and he'll bring it out to the 23-yard line. We'll get a look at the Minnesota Legend defense here quickly. Angela Meerkat, Mark Mello, Chloe Meerkat, and Max Knight along the front 4. Matthew Alvarado, Stephen Black, and Jason Clay are the linebackers. David Leathers, Nicholas Frossel, Johnny Bravo are the corners. Adrian Blaine, Jubilee Marsh, and Derek Meerkat are the safeties. 1st and 10 from the 23. 3 wide, single back.
Man coverage from Minnesota here.
Delay handoff right up the middle, and good coverage there from the front 7 of Minnesota, limiting the damage to only 2 yards.
And good job by the leading tackler for Minnesota right there, Matthew Alvarado, just coming in. That's going to be very key. Alvarado is going to have to make these tackles because Vancouver has running back that love to break tackle. Wrap up, get them to the ground.
Already got 5 total tackles here in just the first quarter of play as Mackay is going to get a carry. He'll get maybe a couple, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter of action. 7-6 is your score. Minnesota in front by a nose. And you're watching the SFL on YouTube. Eric Vincent alongside Anthony Ellison, Gerald Smith, and Ike McBride in the stats truck, and Commissioner, Executive Producer Extraordinaire Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ. Second quarter now. Good tight ball game so far as we flip sides of the field. Pitch play, and that's Ike. She'll get close to the line to gain. 4th down upcoming, and guess who? Alvarado. He's been all over the place.
And they knew that once you see Ike in the backfield, she is going to run over your first defender. Alvarado was ready for that time. That whole drive, Minnesota was ready to take down the running game. I would have threw a pass in there if I was Vancouver, but you know what? If it was working the drive before, you just had to believe. They just came and played a good job, Minnesota, on that defense.
E.J. Minson calls for the fair catch at the 38-yard line. Decent starting field position here for the Legend off of the Vancouver Legion punt. Minnesota coming out offset eye, 2 wide. Vancouver showing blitz. They'll send it as Hart goes right up the middle and gets a good chunk of yards there, about 8. And it's going to bring up 2nd and short.
One of my favorite running plays is really simple. It's an ISO run. It's between the center and the guard. And what it is it's really important. That guard goes to that linebacker and goes to the next level. And it opens up the lane like we just saw right there for Hart.
Pitch play goes to Knox. Had the touchdown there. Good open field tackle, though, from the Legion. Zach Lay, the corner, playing run support there, brings up 3rd down.
And like I always say, I appreciate cornerbacks that can do both, that can play the pass, but also come up and run support and lay the boom.
We saw that there from Lay. 3rd and 2 now. Just barely inside their own territory is Minnesota, trying to get a 1st down here. Hart will get the carry, trying to churn his legs, and he'll get the 1st down off forward progress. Another very close spot. We've seen several of them here this evening, and you wonder if maybe that red flag is going to come out, and it will not.
I think they're going to hold it because they already lost a challenge, and they didn't want to take the chance of losing another timeout. That's a close one.
Instead, fresh set of downs. Knox with the carry now, avoiding defenders, and he's lucky to get 2 yards out of the deal as the whole Vancouver defense was in the backfield waiting for him.
So now we're seeing teams settling in. They're making the tackles. Both teams, solid tackling on both sides of the field on these 2 drives right here while the other team is running.
Reno throw, pressure from his backside. Air mails it over his intended target. He was looking for Jason France, and it's tough to do when he stands at 6'7".
Yeah, it's kind of tough to overthrow somebody who's 6'7", but pressure. We saw pressure on the edge from Vancouver that messed up the timing. Got to be careful. You had 2 defenders just lurking that middle.
Spidey senses were tingling there for Johnny Reno as he got rid of the football. Now 3rd and long. Reno retreating, hit as he's throwing it, and it's incomplete once again. Brings up 4th down, and Reno ended up a little shaky on that one.
I think Vancouver heard me. Last drive, they didn't blitz. What happened? Minnesota scored. This time, they're blitzing off the edge. They blitzed the middle. It didn't give the timing that Reno wanted to, and what happens? A punt.
Palillo sends it down the field. It's going to bounce at about the 10-yard line. Too much topspin on that one, and it's going to roll into the end zone for a touchback. The SFL convention is heading to Baltimore for the 2025 convention, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th through the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and revel in the league's first convention on the East Coast. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. Brown going to throw a tough one there, and catch is made for a gain of 9. BK12, Brett Killian with the catch there.
Yeah, I like it. Something different here. You've been running the football quite a bit. You got some good receivers out there. You really great receivers. Let them do some work out there, and then you can go back to your bread and butter, which is running up the middle.
Right up the middle on a run play this time, and Bravado is going to get 1st down yardage. So 1st and 10 here, early on success for Vancouver on this possession.
Good power run for a 1st down here. Settling back up in 3 wide out, single back. I like a run in this one.
They've been looking good so far. Another run play here, and Ike is not able to go anywhere. Only a couple yards on that one, as that brings up 2nd and 8. Quick moving first half here as we reach under 6.5 to go in the first half. Both teams fairly even in the team stats column as well.
Really great matchup so far.
Up the middle. This time it's Nakai getting another couple of yards. Sets up 3rd and manageable here. And that's exactly what Vancouver, I think, is trying to do. Go ahead and utilize the run game. If you get more than 2 or 3 yards per play, that's great. But most of the time, it's just going to keep you ahead of the sticks.
And it's going to be moving that clock. So it's just killing clock.
Yep, time of possession is going to be key in this type of ball game where Minnesota likes to throw the football. Man coverage across the board, it looks like now. 4 wide as Brown rolls out towards that side. He'll fire, and it's incomplete. Good coverage across the board by the legend. And Lili Nakai, unfortunately, couldn't come up with that one for Vancouver. It's going to be 4th down.
Great stop by Minnesota, but they had somebody open down at the bottom of the screen. When they did the motion, the slot person had nobody covered. You got to recognize that. You can call a hot route from that situation. But regardless, Minnesota came up with a stop, and they're going to get the ball back.
Minson fields the punt, tries to get a little bit of a return, and he'll make it out to the 35-yard line with just about 5.5 to go here in the first half. Both these teams playing well. Just their defense is playing just a little bit better. We've seen Reno throw a pick early on. All 6 points off of, 3 of those 6 points, I should say, coming off of the turnover.
Yeah, the defense came to play today.
Reno, pressure, tosses it out to Hart. And I think that spin move was a little ill-timed. He only gets 3 yards out of the deal. Good pursuit there by the Legion.
And good job by Reno recognizing they've been blitzing off the edge right there. Throw it to your halfback, because if you're blitzing off the edge, the running back is not accounted for. So good job there, but good job by Minnesota. Vancouver recovered to get the tackle.
Pitch play goes to Knox, trying to get the edge. Only get a yard out of the deal. Again, we're seeing great pursuit from this front 7 of the Legion. Tackle made by DJ Woods that time.
Yeah, and we're seeing both teams, after the first few drives, they are coming to tackle. They're pursuing the ball extremely well, and he's setting up these tough 3rd down situations.
DeQueen goes in motion, both receivers towards the top of that formation now. Reno pump fakes. He's in trouble. He's going to go down. Achilles Papatanis gets in there and makes the big 3rd down sack, forcing 4th and long.
And that is a dangerous thing when you pump fake, because you're gonna run right into a 6'5", 325-pound defensive lineman right there. And that could have been worse. That could have been a fumble right there. But I love it. Just a nice little rip move to the inside, took down the quarterback.
Yeah, you touched on it. Minnesota's offensive line is not to be trifled with. Brookie Burr, one of the best in the business, and Papatanis made her look silly on that one. So a punt from the Legion. Lily Nakai going to bring it out to the 29-yard line. We're seeing both of these defenses finally settle in. Not really seeing that from the offenses so far, as we've got such a low-scoring game.
Yeah, this turned into a defensive fight out of nowhere after the first few drives, which is really good. So now we're going to see who's going to be able to overcome that. A turnover will be critical, but they're both doing the job that they need to.
Lockett goes in motion, 3 wide, single back for the Legion on offense. Delay up the middle goes Ike, and she'll get 4 yards, brings up 2nd and 6.
You know how scary it is when you see Ike McBride running straight at you? She is 6'2", 260, and just knowing that you're going to take contact from her, and most of the time you're not going to win. It's a scary thing to see.
Yeah, most definitely. 6'2", 260. Would not want to get in the way of Ike McBride, as Bravado, the fullback, lining up at halfback. He rumbles towards the edge there and gets just enough for the first down.
So I talk about size. So you got Bravado at 6'2", 250, but look how nimble they are, getting to the outside, able to bounce it to the outside and get the first down.
It's a luxury having 3 backs that you can rotate in and out of formations for sure. Ike checks back into the ball game, and McBride is going to get 5 yards this time.
And the thing that makes them so special, like that run play right there, not everybody can do what Ike McBride can do right there, to move while you're inside of the line right there to get the extra yardage. See the vision, be patient to get those yardage.
Clock continuing to roll here. Vancouver doing a good job with time of possession. Nakai, good open field tackle along the edge by Adrian Blaine as she comes in from her safety spot. It's going to bring up 3rd and very short.
And we've been saying Blaine's name and Avocado's name all game long. They're the top 2 tacklers of their team right there, and they need to make a stop right here.
Handoff up the middle, trying to find space. Bravado is going to get it. Just barely gets the first down across midfield.
There were so many players in that space right there. I don't know how he got it. I have no idea right there, but I love it because of Smash Mouth football.
Might see one more play here before the 2-minute warning if they can get it off, and they are not going to. 2 minutes to go here in St. Paul. The Legends with a 1-point lead over the Vancouver Legion, but they are driving here at midfield. SFL on YouTube, Eric Vincent alongside Anthony Ellison, Gerald Smith and Ike McBride. Woo, I comboed them in the stats truck this evening for us. And Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ. Executive producing, Christian Brown going to throw, and he throws a pick. Going back the other way, blockers in front trying to find some room, and is going to get dragged down. Nicholas Frossel with the pick, and we were looking for that turnover to maybe sway some momentum here, Anthony, and we just got it there.
If you're going to throw that type of pass in a cover 2, you have to throw it over that flat route. That is exactly what Minnesota wanted. They wanted to bait for that route to get jumped in that flat. You have to throw it over the top or throw it to the out of bounds right there. What a play, because that was a drive killer. They would drive the ball really well. Now Minnesota has it almost at midfield, looking to drive in.
This is a prime situation here for the Legend. 2-minute drill, all 3 timeouts at your disposal. Reno going to throw over the middle. Ball is in the air and incomplete. A couple different folks had an opportunity off of the deflection from Taylor, but it falls to the turf.
I thought that was almost an interception going back the other way. Got to be careful here. Both teams are lurking.
Taylor had a chance at it. A couple defenders for the Legion had a chance at it. Deezer Powell was on the back end of it, had a chance at it. Wild play, but it results in second down. Reno rolls out, has time, sets his feet, fires, and incomplete. Once again, good coverage there by the defensive secondary. Ron Hoff coming over from Bossier City in the offseason.
Oh, I thought for sure that was an interception right there too. They've been dodging some bullets right now, Minnesota. 3rd and 10. Vancouver's probably gonna send some pressure right here because they can get the ball back and see what they can do to score some points.
Yeah, here comes Farnsey up the middle. Here he goes. Reno in trouble, trying to avoid it. He's going to break out. He's got the first down out across the 40-yard line. What a play by Johnny Reno.
Got to be frustrating right there because you had the sack. You had what you wanted so they could punt the ball right there. And Reno just really shifty right there, and they would get the first down.
Beat Michael Rury there on the edge. That's a big boy, 6'1", 330, his 3rd season with the Legion. Clock continuing to run, still all 3 timeouts for the Legend. Reno fires deep, and it's intercepted. What a play there. Ron Hoff does get his interception, but it's not the easy one we saw earlier.
That was extremely athletic. You were flirting with fire the whole drive because it was 2 interceptions that were dropped before. That 3rd one didn't. Big play by Vancouver, and they have time, and they get the ball back at half.
Incredible interception there. So 2 different turnovers, one by each team, keeping the momentum of this ball game squarely in the middle. As Brown is going to throw, he's got Lockett over the middle, out across the 40-yard line, and Vancouver's going to call their 2nd timeout. They're going to have 1 remaining.
Yeah, and so now you got to think about clock management here. You got 1 more timeout. You might want to think about getting out of bounds. You have 1 more timeout, so you can take a shot over the middle and call the timeout, but you got to look at getting in the field goal range. You're thinking about that, right, too?
Yep, middle of the field is going to be your enemy. Work the sidelines at this point and try and conserve as much clock as humanly possible. Brown with a short drop. He's going to fire it over the middle. That's exactly what you didn't want there as Lockett gets tackled in the open field. Clock is running.
All right, so now you got to have a sense of urgency. If I'm in the huddle, I'm calling 2 plays here. I'm looking at Chance Towan on the sideline. His long for the season is 48. So you need about, honestly, another 25 yards to get into Chance field goal range.
McBride lines up in the slot. Brown throws opposite way, finds Lili Nakai. First down. Approaching 30 seconds as they go in the no huddle. And Brown is going to spike the ball. 26 seconds left and 1 timeout to work with.
So you're about, I would say, give it like 5-7 more yards in Townsend's range right here. You have a timeout. You can take a shot over the middle. You can take a shot down the field. But also you got to know you got to get to the ball quick.
Brown going to take that shot. About a 10 to 12 yard route there for BK12, the Hall of Famer. It's incomplete. 3rd down, 23 seconds.
You threw an interception last drive, right? I wouldn't be so like, oh, I want to throw it down the field. I'll be honest, I would run the football right here just to make sure you stay in the middle of the field to kick a field goal.
See if they take your advice here, Anthony. Looks like Minnesota's showing blitz. They're lining up in man coverage as well. Blitz is coming. Brown sets his feet, fires into coverage, and it is picked off. What an impressive play by Adrian Blaine as she picks off that one. It goes to the 35.
She's not only making the tackles up at the line of scrimmage, she plays that center field so well right there. Ball is tipped, was able to stay focused to get the interception there. And to be honest, out of all the options that we were talking about, Eric, that's the option you don't want. So now you're sitting there. You had a chance to get points on the board, and you threw it away with that interception.
Like it bounced off the glute of Johnny Bravo there, and Adrian Blaine with the presence of mind to come back towards the football and pick that one off, to put that on the top place for the week. Delay up the middle. And Colin Hart only going to get a couple of yards, and that is going to bring us to the end of the half. Vancouver getting the second half kickoff here after we take a short timeout. 7-6 is the score. And man, it's been a hotly contested matchup here from both of these defenses. We kind of anticipated it was going to be a close matchup, Anthony, but maybe not necessarily on the defensive front.
This is great. I really thought it was going to be like high flying, a lot of passing right here. No, it's the defenses. After they got used to each other after the first drive or two, they came out and had stellar defenses on both sides. Tackles, making clean tackles there. And towards the end of the second quarter, interceptions galore.
It's been fantastic. Shout out to Cranapple in the chat. We love first-time viewers. Welcome into the SFL. Happy to have you along with us, as Alvarado is the halftime player to watch. 10 tackles in the first half. Just a crazy effort for him in the first half. Let's take a quick halftime break presented by Breaks GPT.
Just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Breaks GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, breaksgpt.com. Suter Nakai with the return, brings it out to the 29-yard line. Team stats, both teams, again, looking fairly even across the board, all the way down to average yards per play. It's been a very, very hotly contested game. Hate to beat a dead horse, but, I mean, it's been a good one so far, Anthony.
This has been very exciting to watch. I'll be honest with you. So what's going to happen? What's going to make the game-changing moment? It's not going to be defense because we're seeing it. It's going to be who can do a complete drive and score. Who can put together a beautiful game plan to get to the end zone, because that might be enough with the defenses to win the game.
We're going to start off with a pitch play over to Ike McBride. More of the same here. Adrian Blaine, who had that impressive interception to close out the first half, makes the tackle. Second down. Eric Vincent alongside Anthony Ellison, Gerald Smith, and Ike McBride are in the stats truck for us this evening. Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ, executive producing this game as well. As Brown is going to throw for the first time here in the second half. Throws in a sea of humanity, somehow plucked out of the air by Nick Lockett. What a play.
That is incredible. That's surrounded by, I think I saw 4 defenders around there that could have got their hands on it, and he was able to bring it down. We saw a tough catch by him in the first quarter right there. That's an incredible catch to keep the drive alive. That's impressive.
A little bit of a scissors play call there. You had a couple receivers in the general area, and somehow Lockett comes down with a great play for the Legion. Brown looking to add to it, not to be, as he was looking for BK12 on that play. We'll toss it over to SFL HQ for our first game break. Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Cam.
Thank you, Eric. Pittsburgh's at Baltimore today. Heavy underdogs, but Michael Brown gets the Riverhogs on the board first. A touchdown pass to Ben Harrison. It's now 7-7 in the early stages of the second quarter. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. Baltimore coming off of being upset just a week ago by the Carolina Skyhawks. Could we see another one here this week? Don't go anywhere, though. We'll keep you updated. Is Christian Brown going to take off and run with it as he lowers his shoulders and gets close to the line to gain? 3rd and 2 coming up.
And that you can tell is the experienced quarterback there. Instead of keep on dropping back, which if he did, would have been a sack, step up in the pocket, recognize there's nobody in the middle, take off and get the yardage that you need.
Split backs, 3rd and 2. Handoff up the middle goes Ike McBride, and she'll get the first down.
And Eric, that's the difference between a first down we just saw or an incompletion, because if he would have got sacked, then we wouldn't have a good run like we just saw by McBride. It's a good job by Brown.
Brown throws it into coverage, and it's caught by Brett Killian, the Hall of Famer. He'll get first down yardage. Maybe an ill-advised throw there. Good coverage on the back end by Leathers.
Just a missed interception attempt right there, but good job staying focused to catch the football. Another first down. During this drive, Vancouver came out throwing the football, knowing Vancouver was expecting to run.
There's actually Derek Meerkat with the coverage there. Leathers coming in and wrapping up the tackle as McBride lowers her shoulder there, delivers a punishing blow, gain of 5.
And this is a good drive for Vancouver here, but here's the problem. They have not completed a drive yet. 2 field goals and a lot of punts with a few turnovers. Can they complete it?
Finish the job is the motto here for the Legion at this point. Lost one, BK12, he's got it, he's in the end zone, touchdown Legion.
And I know they looked at me in the booth and says, yes, we are, because that's exactly what they did right there. They recognized that they did not complete drives in the first half, and they needed to win the game. I love it. It's a back shoulder throw, man coverage. That's exactly what you want to see on the outside. One-on-one, no help, and what the receiver did, won the battle. And that's so key to get points on the board this early in the second half.
Going for the extra point, a little too early on to start chasing 2 points. And it is up and good. 13-7 at now the score as the Legion take the lead. We are here at Moonwalker Field here in St. Paul, Minnesota. And Moonwalker is dedicated to enhancing your wellness journey with superior hemp-derived products. Each item is innovatively designed to provide you with a safe, enjoyable, and effective way to incorporate THC into your lifestyle. Use coupon code LEGEND at checkout. And Minson of the Minnesota Legend going to bring it out to the 28-yard line. What do you think the Legend have to do here on offense in order to respond to that opening drive touchdown for the Legion?
So if you look at it, when they scored in the first quarter, Taylor got involved early. The big targets over the middle, but it was confidence in the throws. There was high percentage passes that gave them confidence. And then when they got closer to the red zone, they mixed in the run that caught Vancouver off guard. I start out running. You have the number 3 come into this game rushing attack. Get that starting on the ground first.
And the Legion have done a great job limiting that rush attack. Only 36 yards on the ground thus far for the Legend. And Reno will start off with a pass. He'll sling it out to the running back. And good spin move there, still on his feet. Eventually gets out of bounds as Colin Hart. And that's a good play there. You talked about the run game, but the screen game is an extension of that run game, Anthony.
Yeah, exactly. Because what the screen does is telling the defensive line to come on in because we're going to throw it right behind you. I love that play. When you have an aggressive defensive line like Vancouver has, calling a screen pass like that, it gets them off guard right there. That's just like a run, and that's a good play call to start.
So fresh set of downs right away here for Minnesota. Isaac Knox checks into the backfield for this play. Vancouver showing blitz once again. They'll send it. And Knox goes right up the middle, avoiding the defenders. And he'll get a gain of 3 out of the deal. 2nd and 7.
All right, so good run right there. So now you're sitting here, you got the screen pass, you did a couple running up the middle. Now I think it's time to throw the ball over the middle, catch them off guard.
Back to the ground game again. This time it's Colin Hart, and Hart is going to get close to that line to gain. And it looks like we've got an injured Vancouver Legion member down on the field, and that's Josh Farnsey. That'll be a big loss if he's not able to come back.
Yeah, and just hope that he's okay. Been playing really well today against the run and the pass as well.
Barnesy just with 1 tackle on the stat sheet here this evening, but he has been ever present, blitzing nearly every down. Vancouver has been sending a lot of blitzes Johnny Reno's way here this evening, as Reno will throw on first down. He's got Jay Taylor, and that's another first down as he nears the 30-yard line.
And there's one of the big targets right there, Jay Taylor. 4 catches for 66 yards right there. And it's just been like that, over the middle, when you know you're going to take a hit, and just keeping the ball in there and embracing the tackle for a first down.
Had plenty of room off of the coverage of Emmanuel Blackman. Zach Lay coming in and wrapping up the play. Reno completing 50% of his passes, is throwing 2 picks this evening. He's used to throwing touchdown passes as he leads the league in that number. Hart back to the ground game. Good tackle there by Mark Lopez, only a gain of 3.
So both teams came out of the huddle, came out of the locker room with a game plan, and you see they're both working. The thing is now you want to complete it. Field goals, no, you don't want it. You want to score. You want to get the 7 points right there, because your defense can hold, and that's going to be important.
Knox with the carry this time, right into the teeth of the defense, and they're doing a good job of chipping away at this Vancouver defense with the run game, as you requested, Anthony.
Yeah, because you have an offensive line that is all pro right there. They have just great stout up in the middle, so why not use that rushing attack?
Once again, carry by Hart, and once again, another Minnesota legend first down. This has been a good drive for them. They've done it through the air, they've done it through the ground, and it looks like they're looking to complete a drive themselves here in the second half.
And you're seeing it, it's the grit right there. That's the fullback, number 43, taking out a linebacker, so you can have the 4-time All-Star Hart to be able to go up the middle and get another first down.
And you talked about the offensive line. Dusty Wilson, a 2-time All-Star. Griffin King, a 1-time All-Star. So they've got a lot of talent along that front 5 there, and it shows week to week here in this run game. Vancouver looking like they're sending blitz. They will again. Reno going to swing it out to Knox, trying to beat the couple defenders that he has in the open field, and he'll get close to that first down marker. Mark it 2nd and 1.
And you can tell, talking about the offensive line, that's 23 seasons of experience on that offensive line. They're looking at Reno. They're saying, let us take you into the end zone right here. Let's do smash mouth football. Vancouver is showing to be a little bit light in the box right there. Let's push it forward.
And once again, Colin Hart, tough runs all evening long. He's got another one there, and he's got another first down. It'll be 1st and goal.
And running the football so effectively later in the game will tire out any defense right there. This is cardio. We're going to see who wants it more, the front 7 of Vancouver or the offensive line from Minnesota.
1st and goal, keeping it on the ground. Knox already got 1 touchdown on his resume, wanted a second, but Vancouver stops him just shy, maybe about the 1.5-yard line there. Now they're going to give him a good spot there, mark him down at the 1.
This is when things get tricky because you don't have that much yardage to pass the ball to, but why would you, when you've been running the ball so effectively, give it to the running back, complete this drive.
And they will give it to the running back. They will complete the drive. Colin Hart gets on the board with a touchdown of his own, and Minnesota ties the football game up once again.
You have this record for a reason. It's because you know how to respond from adversity. You know how to bounce back. This drive was a statement drive. That is just a power O run. You pull the guard across to block, to kick out the defensive end, let the fullback lead the way. Wasn't even touched getting into the end zone right there. What a way to respond from Minnesota.
And now to take the lead off of the Melillo extra point. Good snap. And it is up and through. 14-13 now the score. 11 plays, 73 yards, just over 4 minutes off the clock there for the legend. Your time is now to get your voice on the call. We are looking for passionate SFL participants to join our broadcast team for the continuation of SFLM Season 9 kicking off next month. Please visit simfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved. and be one of the biggest difference makers in the future of SFL action. As the return by Vancouver brings it out to the 29-yard line. First down here with 3:17 to go. Three wide, I formation here for the Legion. Short drop by Brown. He'll sling it, and it's another interception. Good coverage by Derek Meerkat, one-on-one along that near sideline, and Brown threw it right to him.
I can tell you that Brown did not see Meerkat, because I didn't. Cover two, and that's what you can do when you're in cover two. You can lurk, because you can pass off your receiver to the safety, and you can just watch the quarterback. That's exactly what Meerkat did. Interception right off the back right there. Minnesota now is in almost the red zone for them. So is Vancouver got to respond.
37-yard line of Vancouver is where Minnesota will take over. Hart back to the ground game, and he'll get 3 yards out of the deal. 3 interceptions for Christian Brown, 2 this evening for Johnny Reno, as both of these defenses have come out to play.
And Meerkat, that's the first interception of the season for him, so congratulations. And it came at a big, important time.
Yeah, big momentum swinging interception there. We'll see if Minnesota can capitalize off it. Already with a 1-point lead. Knox trying to find the corner, and he does. Gets first down yardage to boot. And he's going to get close to the 20-yard line as he gets ushered out of bounds.
And now what we're seeing is Minnesota doing what Vancouver did in the first half. When they're running the football, they're breaking tackles, they're getting to the outside, and they're just pushing Vancouver's defensive front. So we're seeing a reverse role right here. Minnesota come out on defense well, and now they're running the football so good.
Hart, good spin move, avoiding the defender. He's still on his feet, churning the legs and getting close to first down yardage. That's a tough run of 8 yards. And we've seen a renewed success here with this run game for the Legend here in the second half.
After only rushing for 32 yards as a whole in the first half, you're seeing way more than that in the second half right there, and that's just being committed to running the football and believing in that offensive line.
Offset I, 2nd and 2, under 2 to go here in the third. Knox trying to lower his shoulders and getting some extra yardage. Zach Lay in with the open field tackle, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
And Eric, this is 3rd and inches right here. I'll be honest with you, I would not change a thing. They have not shown that they can stop me running the ball. I'm running the ball.
It's actually Ron Hoff there on the stop. We'll see if they continue with the run game here on this 3rd and inches play. Right up the middle, big gaping hole there for Colin Hart, and he's able to get first down yardage and more, making a 1st and goal.
And what I like was they did the motion, and you saw the defense move over and created that gap in the middle. That was well designed and a beautiful run.
Knox back in the ball game here. He'll get the pitch, trying to get to the outside. And it doesn't look like that pitch play has been all that successful. Can't really get the blocking on that outside. It's been a lot of individual efforts here from both the running backs, Knox and Hart.
Yeah, it's all about holding the blocks out there if you're the wide receiver. Now 2nd and goal. I'm thinking about looking for Taylor, one of your big targets over the middle.
Reno, blitz coming. He's going to fire end zone. Threaded the needle to Teaser Powell. Touchdown, Legend.
Yep, and that's because you've been running the ball so well. Now the defense is looking in the backfield for the running back, and you can release over the middle and get that catch. What a throw, what a catch. That's how you score after getting a turnover.
And that was much needed breathing room for Minnesota, as this is probably a much closer game than they wanted from the Vancouver Legion. Opportunity to take an 8-point lead, still one possession, and it's going to be up and through. 21-13 now the score Under 30 seconds to go here in the third, but Minnesota getting 7 points off of the interception from Derek Meerkat.
And what a way to just dominate these last two drives from Minnesota. But look, Vancouver, you are not out of it here. You're literally a touchdown and a 2-point conversion tying the game. Go back to your running game. That's what got you those points when you need to, and you still have time on your side.
It's certainly all but over at this point. It's still a one-possession ball game. We've seen Vancouver come back and make these type of momentum-swinging plays. They picked off Reno a couple different times here this evening. So it's certainly not doom and gloom along that sideline. It's back to work if you're the Vancouver Legion.
And that's exactly what it is. It's back to work right here. You know that you have a three-headed running back that can get you there.
And it's going to be a pitch play to RB1, and that's Ike McBride. She'll get a good 5 yards out of the deal, brings up second down.
And that right there, the pitch play has not been working, but right there it worked, and the reason why is because the two wide receivers on the outside, they're able to hold a block just enough to get 5 yards. 5 yards is always good to have on a first down play.
Handoff up the middle goes Privado. Privado is sneaky good at avoiding defenders for his size, and he's going to get a first down off of that run. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Very tight ball game. Minnesota 21, Vancouver 13. We will pause for a moment for league rights.
The of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
You are watching the SFL on YouTube. Eric Vincent alongside Anthony Ellison, Gerald Smith, and Ike McBride in the stat truck for us this evening as Ike McBride gets the carry. Good stiff arm there and a good gain of 4 yards following that first down to close out the third quarter.
And now this last 10 minutes is going to say a lot for both teams. You're tired. You've been colliding all game long. But now who has that extra energy? Who did those sprints at the end of the practice that kept them going?
And Mateo Privado looks like he ran some stairs at least a couple times here after practice as he turns those legs for an extra set of yards, and that's going to be a first down.
Yeah, and you know, those extra sprints, the extra 30 minutes out in the weight room after everybody left right there, just keep on moving. You know, people don't like doing leg day, but this is the definition of doing leg day right here and showing off.
The Legend faithful here at Moonwalker Field at Northwood Stadium is on their feet. Christian Brown fires. Far sideline catches made by Nick Lockett. He's been Mr. Reliable here this evening, and they're going to give him forward progress for a first down. We've had some tough spots here this afternoon as well.
Yeah, right there. Good hit. That's short. That's a good hit right there.
And we're not going to get that challenge flag, not this late in the ball game. Rather save it for when you really need it. But yeah, that was another suspect spot. First down. Brown gonna throw. One-handed grab. What a play there by Nicholas Frossel, his second pick of the evening. And that is probably gonna make top plays. Good Lord, man.
That's a great hands catch. That is just, man, that sucks for Vancouver right there. But what a recovery, because he got beat on the play, but able to recover and just had those like Inspector Gadget arms to stretch out and make an interception right there. That's a drive killer. That hurts. Now Minnesota gets the ball back. They're up by 8. You can run and chew clock right now. Nothing fancy.
I'm glad you mentioned the nice hands. That's our nice hands catch of the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. Minnesota takes over off of that one-handed interception by Frossel. Just an unbelievable. We've seen 2 unbelievable picks, one by Blaine, one by Frossel. Frossel's got 2 of them himself, and it's been a defensive showing from both of these teams, but Minnesota finally starting to clamp down on the Legion here late in this ball game.
And Brown came in the league second and least amount of interception thrown. But today's it's been rough.
Reno, with time, is going to fire, and it's incomplete. Looking for T to Queen in double coverage, and it's going to bring up 3rd down now.
But Eric, you knew something had to give. Minnesota, 4th in the league in interceptions, had 19 coming in. And then you had Christian Brown 2nd in least amount of interceptions thrown. Something was going to give, and you're seeing Minnesota just coming out with crazy interceptions.
Any given game day here in the SFL. 5 wide now for the Legend on 3rd down. Reno fires it quickly, and he's got Deezer Powell, who had the clutch touchdown catch just to drive a go, and he's got a clutch first down catch here. Move the sticks.
If you ever wonder why people will do plays that do the same route, it's called high-low. They had 2 out routes. One was low, one was high. The quarterback is reading the corner. If the corner drops down to the low one, you pass it to the high one, and vice versa. Those route right there, it's all about what that defense is doing. Great throw for a 1st down.
Excellent execution there for the Legend. Bringing up a 1st down, close to midfield, back to the ground game. Colin Hart is going to get 4 yards, and more importantly for the Legend, that'll keep the clock going.
Yep, and that's all you want to do. You want to run towards the middle, and you want to just keep the clock going. Vancouver, you got to start blitzing. You need to send some pressure right here, but you know what's going to happen. They're going to run the football.
And sure enough, they will. Knox checking back into the ball game. He'll get a carry of maybe a couple. That's up 3rd and manageable, and tick, 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 tick.
I'm slowly getting up. I'm slowly getting back to the huddle. Vancouver, you got to send the house. You got to shoot every one of those gaps right there to stop them right here. But be careful. Don't give up the middle run.
Reno gonna fire into coverage and incomplete. Emmanuel Blackman had a pick early on. Almost got his 2nd one there. That was an ill-advised throw from Reno.
And that would have got them a touchdown. Because if you intercept that ball, nobody's catching you. And that could have been what you need. But great stop. You're going to get this ball back in here. Let's see if this punter can maybe do a coffin corner, try to get them inside the 10.
His teammates were setting up a table for 6 over in the end zone. I saw it, you saw it, but not to be. And Vancouver is going to get the ball at the 20-yard line with just under 7 minutes to go here. And you're absolutely right, Anthony. The time is now. You know, it's a 1-possession ball game. Clock is quickly becoming your enemy. You got to stomp on the gas and go.
But, Eric, the thing is, you don't have to pass the ball. You can still run it.
Still got plenty of options, plenty of weapons in that backfield. Utilize every one of them here in order to get yourselves back in this ball game. Short throw, incomplete. And he was looking for Stephen McMichaels, the tight end. It's going to bring up 2nd down.
And they've been doing a good job with guarding McMichaels right there. That's the first target of the game for him, but the linebackers have been doing a great job covering McMichael and Pravada.
Offset back is McBride. Brown, pressure coming. He's going to fire. Catch is made. The Hall of Famer Killian with a catch, and BK12 will extend the drive.
Look, let's be honest. There's a reason why he's a Hall of Famer. It's just coming up big plays at the right time. 15 years in the league, and it's just with those routes right there. Just you need a catch, so you're going to call on BK. And that's exactly what they did right there for a 1st down.
I mean, he's just got a ridiculous Hall of Fame resume. I mean, 4-time All-Star, over 17,000 receiving yards over his career, all 15 seasons here in Vancouver. Absolutely ridiculous, as Nakai is going to get a tough gain of 7 on that play to bring it 2nd and short.
And so that's why when you have a Hall of Famer like that, Christian Brown, not having the best game, 4 interceptions, but still had confidence to throw the football when they need to right here. So now you can run it, get some clock going, knowing that you're going to probably have to go for 2.
Bravado with the carry. Trying to get shifty there in the middle of that defense, but Alvarado, he has been Johnny on the spot all game long as he wraps up his 13th tackle. Third and 2. Handoff. Vancouver not gonna get it. Once again, linebackers coming in and making a statement. Stephen Black this time, and Andy Hamilton can't believe it.
If it wasn't Alvarado, it's been Stephen Black or Jason Clay. These linebackers realized after the first 2 drives, we need to make these tackles. We need to shut them down. Great job forcing them to punt.
Still too early to go for it here. Still plenty of time on the clock, so to speak, depending on your definition of plenty. 5:09 to go. Ball at the Minnesota 30-yard line. And we'll see if Vancouver can come out and play top-notch defense like they have all evening long.
Yeah, so I wouldn't risk a lot. Run the football, choose some clock, and just try to see you can like get out of here. But you got 5 minutes left. Just run the football.
Yeah, just run your offense, run the football, keep the ball in bounds, keep the clock going. Reno gonna throw, incomplete. And interesting enough, Anthony, this is the second meeting between these two teams. And Vancouver coming away with the victory, 23-13. And that was back in season 20.
Yeah, 2 different teams right here in Minnesota. Just they're doing what they need to stay on top.
Reno gonna throw, air mails it though, and it's intercepted. Going back the other way is Drew Hamilton, who was just playing center field on that one. Penalty marker on the play, and I believe that was on the interception return. And it's going to be clipping, a block in the back, essentially. That'll back him up to the Vancouver 46, but the Legion are in business here.
We have seen 7 total interceptions this game. And this is why I think, Eric, this is going to come down to the final thing, because they are really aggressive on defense, both teams here. Vancouver got the interception that they are looking for. Now, they need to avoid throwing the interception. They still have time. But here's the thing, run the football. This formation, you like to throw a pitch to the outside. Do that.
Both of these teams have given us everything and more out on the field here today as Ike McBride rushes down the far sideline and gets at least 10. That'll move the sticks for the Legion.
And just the way I just called that they're going to call a pitch right there, Minnesota needs to understand that. They want to get to the outside. They have 3 running backs that's going to stiff arm you to the ground. So you got to make sure you recognize that. At this point in the game, you got to pick up on the tendencies of both teams right here. Vancouver, they want to run the ball right here, stack the box.
Nakai checks into the ball game now. Brown gonna throw, and that catch is made. Woo, dangerous throw. And Lili Nakai was able to haul that one in.
I was just waiting to see the interception thing because I thought that was
me too.
One.
Tough throw there, biting your nails. I bite my nails in the broadcast booth. I can't even imagine what these coaching staffs are going through as Bravado is going to get close to another first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1 as Derek Meerkat makes a stop.
So now you're sitting here. Are we in 4th down territory yet? I don't know. They're probably not even thinking that. They're probably trying to just to get the first down here. But you got to think about all scenarios here. This looks like a run. It should be a run.
And it is going to be a run. Ike is going to get the first down, lining up at the fullback spot. No, they're going to mark her short.
Huh?
No way.
You have a challenge flag. You have one more. Throw it.
There it is. Andy Hamilton spiking it there. Just an absolute disgust at this referee crew here this evening. And we will take a retroactive look at the play. Once again, get your console to play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com.
I don't need to see this replay. It's the first down.
No kidding. Watching it in real time, it was a foregone conclusion in my mind. And then I saw where they spotted it. And 4th and short. I mean, that is egregious right there, Anthony.
Even when he fell, he was still a first. That was still a first down. Even after the tackle, that's a first down.
Vancouver rightfully not charged a timeout as the ruling on the field is overturned. Fresh set of downs for the Legion, and the Minnesota coaching staff is just disappointed that they didn't get away with one.
McBride She lives for those short yardage runs right there. That was the first down right there, and that's exactly what Vancouver needs. Now, let's keep an eye on the clock. What are we going to do if we're in third down again? Is it fourth down territory? You can still run the football.
Under 4 minutes to go, I'd have to say that it's probably getting very close to 4 down territory at this point. Keeping the ball on the ground, McBride met by 2 defenders right in the middle of the field. Short gain of a couple. Alvarado and Black combining on the stop.
And I'll be honest here, I don't really see a reason. I mean, they're going to pass the ball here, but I just be careful.
And that was not a careful throw, as that one ended up getting airmailed over BK12's head.
I know you want to give it to BK, but you had 2 underneath routes that are open right there. Look through the progression. You don't want to force it, because now Minnesota are going to eye BK. They're going to put an extra body over there.
It's been tough on third down for both of these teams. Brown sets his feet, fires, catch is made by Brett Kelly, and that is going to be a first down at the 11-yard line.
They're keeping the tempo up there. No huddle.
Brown throwing again. Catch is made. McMichaels trying to get the edge, and he's going to get back to about maybe the 12-yard line.
They like this personnel for Minnesota. They want to keep them on the field.
McBride with the swing pass. Third down now.
I would slow things down, but I guess they like this personnel package.
Shovel pass. McBride avoids the defender, and she's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Legion.
Yes, we probably everybody was questioning why you keep on no huddling. It's because they wanted to keep that personnel on the field. Why? For this play right here. There was nobody in the box for Minnesota. That was an easy run play up the middle. That is a gutsy play call, but it's smart because they knew that they only had 4 down linemen. The linebackers are spread out. This has just been a phenomenal game.
Vancouver will go for 2 to tie it up. Handoff. Up the middle, staying strong are the linebackers for the Legend. Stephen Black with the stop, keeping it a 2-point advantage for the Minnesota Legend.
And was that Alvarado? It looks like it might have been. That would have been his 9th tackle so far. It's just, this game is going to come down to the wire.
From about the goal line. Right up the field, close to the 30. Yeah, mark him down at the 28. And we will toss it over to SFL HQ for another game break. Cameron Irvine. Cam.
Thank you, Eric. Baltimore just can't figure out Pittsburgh today. Third down in the red zone. That pass incomplete. They have to settle for 3. And Pittsburgh takes a 17-13 lead into the fourth quarter. Back to you in Minnesota.
Thank you, Cam. Upset alert once again for Baltimore, for the Vultures. And we will keep you updated on that one. We've got a close one here as well. 2-point advantage for the Legend as they take over following Vancouver Legion's last touchdown. And this ball game isn't over. It is far from over, my friend.
Not at all. But you got to start thinking about it. I would probably throw a timeout in there before the 2-minute warning. You got all 3 of your timeouts. You have the 2-minute warning. But it all is about stopping this run.
Minnesota doing a much better job in the second half of running the football. And Reno taking his time, getting the ball snapped. Knox is going to get a fresh set of downs, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning here in St. Paul. Minnesota 21, Vancouver 19. Do not go anywhere. You are watching the SFL on YouTube. Eric Benson alongside Anthony Ellison here in the broadcast booth. Gerald Smith and Ike McBride in the stats truck. We've heard from Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ, executive producing as always. And a 2-point game here for Minnesota. Trying to do their best to eke out a home win against the scrappy Vancouver team, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. On the ground still, Colin Hart avoiding defenders and gets first down yardage. Vancouver forced to burn their first timeout.
And this is where it's all about who has more energy left. This is a offensive line that's been stellar the whole game, and they are trying to bring this home. They want that steak dinner.
First down in Vancouver territory. Hart gets the carry. He'll only get a couple yards out of the deal. Vancouver's going to call their second timeout, and they will have one remaining.
Yeah, and this is right here. You can't let them get a first down. A first down essentially wins the game for Minnesota. So Vancouver, you know your season could be on the line. You only got a couple games left. You got to send everything at them.
2nd and 8. Handoff. Goes to Hart again. Trying to get as much yardage as humanly possible. Only gets 3. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. Vancouver now out of timeouts.
So this is essentially for the game. I see Minnesota coming out, and they're going to probably throw the football here just because of their confidence in their throwing. Vancouver has to be careful here. Got to send some pressure, though.
Instead, they're going to keep it on the ground. Hart stuck in his own backfield behind his own lineman. It's going to bring up 4th and 4. And probably going to get it back with probably around maybe 52 seconds or so, I'd say.
Yeah, around that. You would like to have a good return here. If I'm Minnesota, I don't want to give them a return. I want to boot it to the out of bounds, like it just give them no chance.
Vancouver will need some sort of miracle here in order to win this football game with no timeouts left. Fair catch called for and made at the 15-yard line, and lucky for them, I was 100% incorrect. Just under a minute to go here for Vancouver to work with and 85 yards to go.
Yeah, and at this point now, if you're saying it in the huddle, every completion, anything that happens, you need to run to the ball.
Throw over the middle. That's not going to get it done. Lockett tackled inbounds, a short gain of 3. Brown rolls out this time. He's going to fire deep, and it's over the head of the intended receiver, BK12, incomplete. 46 seconds. You touched on it earlier, Anthony. Longest for chance to win is 48 yards. That'll put him maybe around the 32-yard line or so that they need to ballpark in order to get in his range.
Yeah, you got to look for some other options. They are doubling BK right here. You got two good tight ends here. You have other options. You got to look for them.
3rd and 7. Brown going to check it down. Nowhere to go. Stephen Black with a great open field tackle. That's going to run the clock. And Vancouver's down to their last play.
Yeah, you have to. Vancouver has been playing phenomenal here. It looks like they're just going to chuck it deep. Hope for the best.
Brown going to check it over the middle to McBride. She ends up short of the line to gain, and Minnesota is going to walk out of here with a 2-point win against this Vancouver Legion team. What a game.
What a game by both teams right here. Turnovers after turnovers. They got a couple of sacks. They both played fantastic football. This is all we can ask for as commentators, as fans, people watching all around. Hope you're smashing that like button. But this was just a game that it just from start to finish was fantastic.
As Minnesota takes a knee, Week 12 continues tomorrow, headlined by the 18th Corbin Cup between 6-3 Charleston and 5-4 Carolina at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Action around the league includes Indianapolis, Chicago in the early block, plus Fort Worth, Bossier City, and Denver Motor City in the late window. It's another doubleheader SFL Sunday right here on SFL YouTube as we hit 000s on the clock here in St. Paul. The Legend eke out a 2-point win over the Vancouver Legion. Legion will fall to 3-6. Minnesota will rise to 8-2. Final thoughts on the evening, Anthony Ellison.
Minnesota scrapping their way to a victory, getting the 8th win. keeping their distance in the division. Vancouver came to fight. Much love and appreciation for everybody in Vancouver. That was a good football game, but Minnesota found the running game in the second half, and that's what just tipped them over the edge right there. But it was a back and forth game.
It's a great game from both sides. Player of the game for you?
Oh, player of the game. I do like Hart, what he did in the second half here. Great job by Reno staying composed, but I'm going to give it to the offensive line if I can do that. Offensive line, stellar in the second half.
On behalf of Anthony Ellison, I am Eric Vincent, Gerald Smith, and Ike McBride in the Stats Truck, and Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Thank you for tuning in to the SFL on YouTube, and we will see you going forward coming tomorrow.